Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and as you can see, long time no see. Where the hell have you been at?
Been out in the world, venturing around and making some money.
You guys may remember this guy, or maybe you won't. It's been that long. Episode
It's been
1,
a minute.
I believe.
It's been a minute.
This is my brother. This is Lynch Ramsey. Lynch, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
All right, so yes, I'm feeling pretty psyched right now. It's been a while since the brother's been to the lair, so
Oh, yeah.
boom. So we're gonna do our show here.
All right.
All right. Throw me off a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. All right. So this week we are reviewing 2 more movies for you. We got the Thailand. I don't know if it's a classic or not.
Yeah.
Phobia, and then we got. We're gonna review this little one in the corner right here. The Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, that's a good one.
So boom, there we go. So let's get into it now. Last week I asked the question. Normally I do a top 3. I didn't get a top 3 last week. I asked just one question. You know, what was if used in the movie It? What would be the fear that they would, Pennywise would use against you, and how do you think he'd use it against you? So I asked the question like I normally do. Now normally, just so you know, because it's been a while since you've been on the show, I do a top 3. I get a lot of responses. I get an average between 2 to 4.
Oh yeah, I've seen on the website and
Appreciate
everything.
that.
Yeah, I reviewed it.
This week, none.
Really?
Even back when I first started in the show, I at least get like 1 response,
yeah.
None. But you know what? We soldier on is what we do. When no one responds, you just keep going anyways.
Yeah.
So this week, I got a new top 3. Now, Phobia is a horror anthology. It has 4 short, horror stories in one movie. So the question that we're going to ask this week is, what is your top 3 favorite horror anthology movies? Now, for me personally, I got to say, as you can see, I kind of scribbled some stuff out there, had to think it over, move stuff around. For me, at number 3, I'm going to say Tales from the Dark Side. I don't know if you remember this movie or not. It has the best, the famous scene that everybody can remember is when the mummy grabs the dude up and takes the hook and puts it through his nose and hooks the brain.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. It was the movie that was...
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, dude, you're missing out. My number 2 is Creepshow.
Yeah, Creepshow's good.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
And number 1 for me is Trick or Treat. I think that was just really creepy. It was new school. Wasn't old school feel. I mean, it really was. I thought it was just great.
Now that's the one with, is that the old school, the original?
No.
With Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons?
No. This was the new one that had Brian Cox. I don't know anybody else that was in it. That was the one where you had the kid with the little fucking weird head. He had like a sack on it, and he was like crawling on the ceiling and shit.
No, see, I haven't seen it. I've seen the old one, though.
Good stuff. So, what about you? You got any favorite horror anthologies? The movies that have like little short. I mean, you got like Trilogy of Terror. You got the Creep Shows 1, 2, and 3. Of course, there's I'm not missing a lot.
The Creep Show that I've seen is the one where now don't hold this to me. The one, the Blob that's in it.
Yeah, the Raft is what it's called. That's part 2. Creep Show 2.
Creep Show 2. That's the one I've seen. One with the Creep Show 2 is one with the Indian.
Yeah, the Indian
statue.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably
the hitchhiker.
Yeah, the hitchhiker.
Yep.
Thanks for a ride, lady.
Yeah, classic, good stuff. And see, that was initially going to be on there. That was what I had. That was one of my scribbled out.
That's probably about the only one I can think of at the moment.
Well, you ever see kind of a lesser Tales from the Hood? You ever see that?
No, I've heard about you. I've heard you talk about it.
I've heard some people say it's all right, but I don't know. Not feeling it myself, just personally.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to know what is your top 3 favorite horror anthologies. Now there are multiple ways to hit me up. Of course, all my Phantom friends over on Facebook, hit me up there. Private messages or personal messages, that works out. moviefam7@gmail.com, always a plus.
Give him feedback.
Comment right down below. And then, of course, as always, the video response. Yep. So, boom. We say get some of the news. Yeah. Now, last week I mentioned that the Evil Dead remake, it's not in theaters yet, but it is doing the circuits. It's was at the South by Southwest festival. It's been getting really good reviews. Like, this thing is like, it's every time a person comes across the thing, they're like, it's fucking brilliant. And, if you excited about seeing this, I mean, what are your thoughts about the new Evil Dead? I mean...
is Bruce Campbell in it?
They say he is, actually. His name is listed on. Now I don't know what I don't read the reviews. I just kind of get the gist. If it's like great movie, I'm like, okay, that's all I need to hear. I'm afraid if I read it, it'd be like spoiled.
I mean, I hope it's as good as the original. So I mean,
Now,
I'll give it a shot.
And this ain't, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus or anything, because actually it's kind of split out there. Some people love remakes. Some
I'm
people
used
hate
to
them.
throwing me under the bus. I see how it is.
You do typically like some remakes. I mean, you're a fan of remakes. I mean, you like the originals too, but you tend to like remakes.
Don't hold me to it, but I like part 2s more than probably part 1.
And he's a sequel guy.
Yeah,
That's another thing. This guy will literally be like sequel this, sequel that, remakes, whatever. He is that guy.
Phantasm 2 is probably my favorite.
Actually, I did a special. I did 2 weeks. I did back to back. I did 1 and 2 on one, 3 and 4 on the other one. And you know what? A lot of people put part 2 up there.
It was a toss up between part 2 and part 3. And the reason why I did that is, I was kind of complicated to me because part 2. They didn't keep the original brother.
They didn't, yeah.
And
new actor and everything.
Yeah, but I tell you what, the guy pulled it off.
He really did.
He was good.
That's one thing I said to him. I said, or not to him, was that even though, I think people did hate it initially, and people,
I did too.
Anybody
I
who
didn't
does,
hate it, but I just didn't. I didn't
people
like
who
it.
do hold something against the movie is usually because of that guy right there. That's it.
Yeah.
And they're like, it'll all be like, the gore was good, the story was good, just that guy. And I'm like, you can't really judge a movie on that. He actually got a performance. It's not bad. He
pulled it off. He did a good job in acting.
But it was good to see Michael Baldwin back in the role in part 3 and finish it up. So, but yeah, Evil Dead still doing good, and I'm waiting for it.
I'll give it a shot. I'm waiting for it. So.
Well, I don't know if you heard yet or not, but apparently, I think it's now I'm not up on all this, but apparently Amazon is having their own. Maybe it's already been doing it. Maybe they've already been streaming shit. But I guess Amazon has their own streaming network or something like that.
Kind of like YouTube or
Netflix has been doing that too. Netflix original TV shows.
That's cool.
Well, I guess they're doing Zombieland the show.
Huh.
Here's the thing. Nobody's back. Same characters. You're gonna have Tallahassee, Columbus,
but it isn't the original.
Wichita. Nobody's back. Woody Harrelson's not back. Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin, or Jesse Eisenberg. None of them come back. Not even the director, which I don't know. The fact that it's for Amazon just tells me there ain't gonna be a lot of money in the budget anyways. There's a couple of screenshots.
You never know, though. You never know.
A couple of screenshots I saw.
Wasn't
impressed with it. Just looked very cheaply made. I don't know, but I guess we'll wait and see.
You never know.
Now I know you're a bit excited about this one because you got me pumped. Actually, okay, you're here. I've actually said the story before. A little movie called Kick-Ass came out a few years back.
Yeah.
This guy loved it, and he's just like, you need to watch it, and I just didn't watch it. Typically, because I won't lie, I'm very judgmental and prejudiced with this guy's movie status.
Now, I got another one. I got another bone to pick with you. Is with another horror movie that I insisted him to watch, and finally he got around to it. It was Insidious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit. I did.
And that was good. That was
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, back to Kick-Ass.
Okay.
I just saw the trailer. Kick-Ass 2.
Really?
Bam. Looks pretty good. And this time
is Nick Cage in it still?
Oh, that's a spoiler for part 1. Oh God. Anyways, Hit Girl's back, and of course, same characters. All the actors are back, or not same actors. Of course, she's a lot older now, but it's like they're reforming the group, and it's in a world now where I guess there are more superheroes.
Cool.
And then of course, fucking Red Mist. Nick Lovin, I can't think of the dude's real name. Anyways, he changed his name, and it's something like Bad Motherfucker. It's something ridiculous, but he just doesn't think he's oozy, he starts wasting people. Anyways, he's gonna take down Kick-Ass. So it's like now, like the law is you can't have, you can't have superheroes because they consider them vigilantes. So now it's like now the cops are coming after him, you get the bad guys coming after him. So this group forms together. Jim Carrey's in it.
Really?
He's gonna play. Oh, what's his name? It's like he's like a commando type guy, but dude, it's fucking. He's like playing it all serious, which makes it even funnier now. Like I don't know, definitely looks good. I just want to check it out. So
yeah, that sounds interesting. I like to see that.
Now there is I've been reporting on this for a while now. This has actually been on the web for years now, but apparently now that Jurassic Park was re-released in 3D in theaters, I guess it's gaining more traction now.
Huh.
I guess they now have a director attached to Jurassic Park 4. It's an odd choice. I don't remember the dude's name. I probably should have researched it and wrote it down. There's an indie movie that came out last year called Safety Not Guaranteed. Look at an interesting little movie where this guy basically, the storyline was just like this guy was, he had an ad in the paper that said like he's from the future and he needs someone to help him travel back to the future.
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies where I guess like, the whole time you think he's just a nut. but people are now like seriously trying to follow him, and then of course at the end he died. And it's more of a dramedy, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they picked that guy to direct Jurassic Park 4, and I'm just like, I don't know.
You never know.
That's true.
And that's another thing, with the sequels with me, is I like Part 3 on that one. My favorite was Part 3.
Really?
Yep. Because the reason why flip it over, knock the light out, rip the posters off.
Go ahead, sorry. Continue.
The reason why I liked Part 3 the best was because it brought the pterodactyls in it, which was awesome.
One of the highlights, I agree.
They're in the big, bird cage. They didn't even know it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I like Part 3.
I like 3.
One is a classic.
One's
a classic no matter what. It's a classic. But
you're saying
Part 3
your
is
heart,
my favorite. My favorite.
Can we agree that 2 sucked?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Fucking T-Rex downtown San Diego. Really? Come on. Yeah. And then they just take a bath. It's no big deal.
That's the reason I didn't say Part 2.
And finally, in the news, now you're more of a gamer than I am.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Resident Evil 6 / Left 4 Dead 2 crossover game?
I did not.
They're going to bring. I guess they're going to do it where like the next PC version of a computer game of Resident Evil 6. There's going to be Left 4 Dead characters in there, villains and people to play. And then when Left 4 Dead comes out, same thing. They're going to re-release it for the computer, and you're going to have characters from Resident Evil 6.
Now that seems pretty cool.
I do like that. It seems like cool. From what I can understand, these are 2 of the big. I guess with the exception of like what's the military game that has zombies on it?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah.
Black Ops.
With the exception of that, those are probably the 2 big zombie games. I would say. Because Black Ops or Call of Duty, that's more army.
Yeah.
That's just a bonus little game. But these are probably, I would say, and it's so kind of neat to see them actually kind of put whatever things combine them, and I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. So
you never know until it comes out.
There you go. Now, when I mentioned, we're going to move right along now to some viewer comments. When I mentioned last week that I got no responses on top 3 or my question of the week, I didn't hardly get any viewer comments either. Like, it was literally like everybody just, they boom. So I'm going to throw some shout outs real quick. A couple of new guys that subscribed to me. Horror Movie Guy 1 and the Horror Fanatic 78. So guys, thank you for subscribing and really appreciate it.
Much obliged.
And then the next question I actually have a question for Ghostface Kid 101. Now he left a comment. He said that I missed one of his questions that he asked. I'm usually pretty good about answering everybody's questions. If I don't answer it on the show, I usually reply back, comment or whatever. And I went back and watched that video again. I don't know which question I missed. So man, throw the question back at me again. I will definitely answer it for you. So yeah, viewer comments I am always up for. Multiple ways hit me up once again. Phantom Friends on Facebook. Boom. moodfam7@gmail.com. Personal messages. Comment right down below. And as always, video responses. And I'll answer anything. This guy will answer some shit. You can ask him. If he's not here, I'll ask him. I'll call him up. He'll give you the answer one way or another. So yeah. So what do you say we get some reviews? Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to go back a couple years. Go back to 2008. A little movie called Phobia. Okay. Now, the story behind why I'm reviewing this, and basically it's just 4 short horror movies from 4 different Thai directors. And, of course, I ain't going to give anything away. I always have a 10-year buffer.
Yep.
If it's been, less than 10 years, I don't give any spoilers out.
Yeah.
Phobia, what got me into this was, when you got an account on YouTube, every week you get an email, and it's like, this is what's new on YouTube this week. And everybody you subscribe to, they usually kind of give you like a highlight of whatever.
Yeah.
And some people make their own playlist or whatever. So I literally do, I always scan through it. Now I ain't saying I watch every video on there, but I do check out, see what's going on. Well, this guy had a playlist and he had like all these different movies on there. I was like, I ain't gonna check them all out, but I checked the first one out, and it happened to be Phobia. And fell in love with it. I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant. Didn't get a chance to finish it though. So I knew at one point though, I'm definitely gonna review this thing. Like I got to. I love it so much. So then I got around to watching it again. Now, are you a fan of Asian horror?
Of what?
Asian horror, like the original Ringu, Ju-on.
Don't get me wrong. I don't. I've only seen it probably once or twice, and that was with you.
Yeah. You watched The Orphanage, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
you do like some foreign horror.
Yeah,
that's not Japanese, so I said Asian, but so foreign, I guess.
Yeah, foreign.
All right,
I like it.
Okay, so
Ringu was good, and
we'll go back to Asian horror then. I mean, because I mean, you know what Asian horror basically consists of. I'm not trying to say it's all like this, but for the most part, you know the archetype. It's basically long-haired girl, creepy look. I mean, you've seen The Grudge, The Ring, it's okay. So, I'm watching this, I'm expecting a lot of that. And only one of the segments have that. And I'll go through each segment as quickly as possible. I don't want to, drag it out when I have to, and I don't want to spoil anything. The first segment, which was, I think, probably my second favorite of the four, it's about a girl who's up in her room. She broke her leg, and you can just, her friends are all out. They're on vacation or whatever. So she's just by herself. She's lonely. And she gets a text. And, of course, it's from, someone she don't know.
Yeah.
But, the person's like, I just want to be your friend. She's like, cool enough, They start chatting up. It turns out, it's a guy. So she's even happier now, But it turns out, this person, there's something going on. Something's not quite right. With this one, I honestly thought it was actually pretty creepy. Because, once again, when it comes to Asian horror, I'm almost, apprehensive when I'm watching it, because I just know how creepy they are. Even if I don't know what the plot is, I'm just I'm waiting for that dead, long-haired girl to pop out somewhere. And I'm not saying which one of those has, a long-haired dead girl. No matter what, each time I'm just where's it coming from? I'm watching, every TV sound don't kick on,
Yeah.
And so this one, but this one it's kind of slow. And from some of the reviews I read online, some people were just it's too slow. I thought it worked just fine. The whole time I'm kind of waiting, where's it going? Where's the storyline going? And I think it pays off pretty good.
Is it slow, starting off?
Well, the story, once again, the weird thing about this is this is kind of a spoiler, I'm sorry, there is no dialogue, because it's her, and then of course she's texting, so a lot of the conversation is done through the texting. So maybe people were just kind of bored about that, maybe, but I don't know, I didn't think it was that slow, and even when I rewatched it, because once again, I got through 3 stories before I stopped the last time, so I didn't see the 4th one. When I had to rewatch it, I had no problem going through it again. I was just this is good. So
that's good.
No, I definitely I like that one. I thought it was pretty good. The second one, it starts off pretty good, and then it just kind of. My problem with what it's about is basically there are all these bullies at school, and basically the little wimpy kid accidentally gets them caught with their drugs. They got busted with their drugs, and because he was trying to get his book back, and the teacher broke it up, and then the teacher got the drugs. So they all got either suspended or expelled, one of the two. So anyways, they catch this kid out, and they just beat the shit out of him. They torture him, everything else. And eventually, he basically uses voodoo or some kind of black magic, and he gets his revenge.
Wicca or Wiccan.
Something.
Wiccan.
Wicca. Wow, that's witchcraft. That's good witchcraft, though. Yeah. Most people don't, pervert that.
You can use Wiccan to cast a spell on somebody.
Really?
Yep.
But mostly it's good, though, right?
There's bad ones and good spells. So there's a mixture.
Well, this guy's using the bad stuff, and he literally, that one started off really good. I remember even last time I was really more into it than the second time. The second time, what happens is, without getting anything away, it really breaks down to really bad CGI. And as well as everybody out there knows, that I just hate bad CGI. If it's a cheesy fucking movie that we're purposely making fun of, I'm okay with it. Scarecrow. And
Spider, or what was it? There's a movie I seen the other day, Squid.
Yeah, any creature feature like that, any sci-fi channel.
It was something weird.
I'm into that. But this movie, once again, because once again you're expecting, and it really does. This is the only movie that kind of takes. Well, I won't say that because each movie has its own tone, I guess.
Yeah.
But this one just has, and it is more fast-paced. Which a lot of reviewers said they hated. I didn't mind that part. It was the fact that it broke down to really bad CGI. I think if you would have had an actual, whatever, it would have been okay. But it did, and that's the only thing that hampered it for me. Still a pretty good movie. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe I am kind of. I liked it.
Shark Octopus is what it
was.
Sharktopus.
Yes, I have not seen it. I have not seen it yet. But
man, that CGI is horrible.
Give me Sharknado, Sharktopus, Sand Shark, Snow Shark, whatever. I don't give a shit. Give me a shark.
It's horrible.
I'll check it out.
That's why I don't like CGI. Is because of that movie and Scarecrow. I just.
See, now, if it's done
pisses
right,
me off.
Good.
Why make that bad of a movie with? The CGI is gonna be horrible, so why still make the movie? It ain't gonna be 5-star movie. Oh, I'm
okay. If they give me a job at Sci-Fi Channel and they're like, "Phantom, we can only give you $10. Make it work." I'm like, get the guy who did the fucking CGI for Bobo vs. Python, get him in here, and then it's like, here you go. And I had like $2 left over, so I'm just like, yes.
Double cheeseburgers.
I'll pay Stephen Baldwin to be in it. Anyways, I love you, Stephen. Come on, Biodumb's awesome. So, anyways, the second, it wasn't too bad. The third one, though, is my favorite. It's more of a comedy. And what it's about is these four friends are going camping in the jungle, and there's like this urban legend, or just a legend in general, that whenever people are camping, because they sleep in a row of four, they're in like one big tent, and all four of them there, that whoever sleeps on the ends, the ghost will come and haunt or whatever.
Really?
So that, and of course they're holding, they're just like trying to scare each other, and the one guy on the end says, "Well, I'll tell you what, if by some freak accident I have to die, I'll come back and get the guy in the middle." The whole movie, and once again, it's more played for comedy, and the whole movie is kind of funny because they keep referencing other movies, and I won't say, well, I'll give you the movies they reference, but I won't give away the ending. They spoil like a shitload of movies, and a lot of reviewers were pissed. I'm like, well, these movies you should have seen. Like they spoiled The Sixth Sense, Shudder, fucking the others. They even like Titanic. Like one guy just like in the raft and they're going down a river. He's like, I'm the king. And he actually says it in English. Like, I'm the king of the world. And he's just like, what's that? And he goes, Titanic. And he's like, I've never seen it. And they go ahead and they spoil it for him. And they give him a wrong ending though. They're like, they give him the Shudder ending to a horror movie. And he's like, what? And he goes, oh yeah, it's the ending. He's like, fuck, Anyways, they have an accident. One of them doesn't come back, right? So the other three are frantic, and at this point they've been searching all day, they can't find him. At the end of the night, he comes back. And of course, both of them, or two of them are just like, buddy, you're back. How'd you, one of them's kind of suspecting like, dude, this motherfucker's probably dead. And then you start
how did he look? Did he look?
He looks, you can tell. He's, so
blue lips and white face.
He's pale, he's wet, he's just wet still. After the dermal, he's still, eyes are graying out.
It's like, why is there a piece of meat in your mouth there, Bob?
So now they're afraid to sleep in the middle. Like now they're like, you sleep in the middle.
Yeah.
Really, now I don't give that away because it has an awesome fucking ending. But it was it was funny. Like it had a couple, and the thing that is so funny that you kind of forget that's a horror movie. So then when some parts comes out at you, it catches you unexpected. You're like, oh shit, jump scare. Oh, you got me. And then you go back into definitely the best of the three. Or the best of the four. The last one, it's basically about this woman who she's an air pilot, stewardess, flight attendant. I know it's like we're PC now, so they're not stewardess anymore. They're flight attendants, female flight attendants. And anyways, she was basically, there's a princess, and the princess is married to her prince. Well, I guess the stewardess was like banging the dude, and of course the princess finds out about it. So anyways, they're on the plane, and of course the princess like requests that she has to be there. So you kind of feel like, she knows.
Yeah.
They're on the plane, and basically, the princess is just fucking with her the whole time. Well, what happens is she's allergic to shrimp. And the thing is, whenever they cook her dinner, she's like, I don't want that. I want your food. Well, her food has to have shrimp in it. And of course, she just, she didn't say anything, but she picks the shrimp out. Clearly, though, there's still something left in there. So when she eats it, the princess eventually dies. And not right away, later on. Well, then, of course, on the way back, they're like, well, the royal family wants the princess's body back, so we got to transport it. So now, and it's really weird, they wrap it, like, I don't know if this is the custom in Thailand or what, but they wrap the body, like, it's just wrapped. Like, not in a coffin or nothing. It's
cellophane.
And, well, no, it's like a mummy wrap. It's like a cloth wrap.
Cloth, all right.
But then, of course, it's sitting there, and, of course, you know where it's going to go from there.
Yeah.
Clearly. This one felt like a Twilight Zone or a Tales from the Crypt or like even a Tales from the Dark Side. It just had like that kind of vibe to it. And it's not bad. I mean, it was really good and it had some good jump scares. It's probably my third out of the four though, I'd say. But definitely pretty good. Overall though, I mean, I feel like if you come across Phobia, I recommend it. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the best Asian horror example here. I mean, there are clearly better ones, but this is, I mean, I was highly entertained. Once again, the third one is probably the best segment. It's called In the Middle. The rest of it though, I highly recommend. It was followed by a sequel, which I probably want to check out, and that was actually just called Phobia 2. I figured it'd be Phobia 2, but it was just called Phobia 2. Go figure. Highly recommend. And the thing is, there is, and I didn't catch this, I'll admit it. Apparently, when I was on the IMDb checking out everything, there is a common, like they're all connected some way. And I actually didn't even have it like on the trivia page. It was actually, I read it on a message board, so You have to try to find out the thing if you guys are curious, but
Yeah.
there is I can't really give it away because it would spoil certain stories, but there is like a little piece that like story 1 is connected to story 2, and then it all comes around. But I ain't gonna lie, like I watched it and I didn't catch it at all. So maybe you'll catch it, maybe you won't, but
Never know.
All right, so now we're gonna go back even further now to 1985, the year the fan was born for The Return of the Living Dead. Got a little 4-pack here. Return of the Living Dead. Okay, now I'll be honest with you. When I was a kid, the first time I actually watched this was on Monster Vision. Joe Bob Briggs.
Yeah.
And
which was a good TV show.
oh, great.
TNT.
Great.
When TNT
This is why I'm doing this right here. I ain't gonna lie. This is exactly why I'm here right now.
Inspired the movie Phantom.
Fan got inspired. When I first watched it, I mean, I really liked it as a kid, but even then, I didn't quite get that it was
concept of
played for. No, it was played for comedy. It has a lot of comedy, and I didn't take it for that. Like I didn't realize they was trying to be comical.
Yeah.
So I just assumed like it was just like, wow, this is just kind of, it's not as good as the other, Night of the Living Dead and Dawn and.
You were thinking,
I was wanting like out and out horror. I didn't quite realize they were going for comedy. I was like, well, this is kind of cheesy. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until years later that I. Watched it again and knew that that they're actually this is going for like a comedic kind of a spoofing satire, I guess, on the whole story itself. And when you know it, that I mean it's enjoyable anyways. But when you kind of know that yes, it is being played for laughs, then yes, it's much more enjoyable. Return of the Living Dead basically, you find out, and of course I'm gonna spoil shit out of this because it was 1985, and of course everybody out there's already seen this, so.
Well, I hope they have.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of those, like a lot of the things that I do, everybody's just like, of course we knew that. Here's some shit you didn't know, and then I'm like, holy shit, you're right.
Good feedback.
It really is, yes. It's you find out that basically the movie Night of the Living Dead was basically just that, a movie, and that the whole time it was the event really happened. But when George Romero went to go record it or make a movie about it, the government's like, hey, you can't make this fucking movie. Change the story around.
Yeah.
So they had to change the story around. So then, of course, that's, the events here. And what happens is they have at this facility, this medical warehouse, they have the zombies from the movie in a canister downstairs. And, of course, they go down there, a mishap, it breaks out, fog gets them, and then boom. Zombie outbreak.
Fog gets into the ventilation system and pushes
That's
it out.
what happens is...
okay, I have seen this.
Yeah, I was like, I knew you probably did because this is a classic right here.
Because they go down there to that guy in the mortuary that burns the bodies, that cremates them.
They throw the dead body in there thinking it's okay, but when it goes up in the smoke, it rains on the cemetery.
And brings all of them up, Kind of like a Michael Jackson Thriller movie.
And it has like that punk rock feel to or
but I see what you mean though with the comedy.
It has that classic, and it is a famous scene. I even liked it then, but you knew it was kind of a joke when they kill the paramedic, and then he goes, "Send more paramedics."
Yeah.
And then of course they keep bringing paramedics, they keep getting killed, and then they send cops, and then cops show. So. No, overall, I mean, like I said, damn good movie, damn good gore. It was actually directed by Dan O'Bannon, who wrote or co-wrote the. I can't remember if he wrote or co-wrote. He did Alien. He wrote that.
I think he co-wrote.
And I think you may be right. And it's a damn good movie. I mean, this is one of those that it's so classic. I don't know what to say about it. It hasn't already been said a million times by these guys. The lovely and recently Phantom Hall of Famer, Leanna Quigley. It's either Leanna or Linnea, or I'm horrible with names. Anyways, she's in this movie completely nude.
Wow.
It's not. Yeah, I just remember being a kid. I'm just like, she's
know
naked.
what I'm watching Saturday night.
Yeah, she's naked like almost the entire night. She strips down in the cemetery, has a little dancing around there, and then as the zombies are coming out, she's just running around naked, and there's like. Then of course she gets turned to a zombie, and then she's a naked zombie. So you're still
so
like,
it's even better.
Even when I was a kid, I was like, is it weird that I think she's still hot as a dead zombie?
Yeah, with blood all over her boobs.
Well, she wasn't really blood. She was kind of just a pasty white kind of thing. It was weird. Even though she was like mauled by everybody, she came back normal. She's kind of untouched. But no, I mean it's damn good all around. I don't really know what to say about it other than that. I mean, it literally is. The soundtrack's really cool. It has like this early punk, kind of a rock. I don't know.
Now, wasn't there a scene in that where the kids broke into Did they break into the cemetery and they were in the convertible?
Yeah.
Well, okay, all right, yeah. I see.
They break in there, and then they bring the top. Of course, the rain is burning them, and they get back in there. Of course, it's leaking through the top and everything. No, I mean, the movie itself, I mean, it's top notch. It really, personally though, to me, it don't rank up with the Romero series though. Like to me, I will still put Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. I don't know about Land, maybe. But I mean, and once again, those are just tough shoes to fill. Those are just classics.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Romero's probably he's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. The thing I got this book. It's called 333 Films that Scary to Death or whatever.
Your horror Bible.
Yes, and there's a real cool segment where they talk about how like in '85 they released both Return of the Living Dead and Day of the Dead, and how the fans went to Return of the Living Dead because I guess it was more funnier. It was just more of a good time. It had a good vibe to it, and then as opposed to Day of the Dead, but it said like as time has gone on. Dead has really gotten the respect it deserves, and then, of course people still enjoy this one too. But I don't know. Like, to me, I do prefer Dead because it is more serious. I do like my zombies a little more serious, I guess, unless it's Shaun the Dead.
Yeah,
which the zombies are still serious in there, but it's the people around them that are acting goofy, I guess. But yeah, once again, everything's cool about this thing. Had a song like familiar with the band The Cramps.
No,
got into this recently. They're called Psychobilly. It's just kind of like rockabilly and punk kind of, anyways, kind of got into it recently. And then I watched this movie, and then I hear a song in the credits. I'm like, that's got to be the Cramps. And sure enough, when I get to the end, it's by the Cramps. It's called Surfing Dead or something like that.
Huh.
Good stuff. All right, well, that's Return of the Living Dead. Once again, Forvia, highly recommend. Return of the Living Dead, highly recommend.
Oh, yeah.
Lynch, got anything to add?
Glad to be back.
He's back. So,
now, we're going to have a show tomorrow.
We are going to do a special coming up soon. We're going to film it tomorrow, actually. And they won't see it tomorrow.
Well,
next day they probably will, actually, whenever I...
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you guys are lucky.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all I got. So for the movie fandom and Lynch Ramsey, we're out of here. So.